Yes, we've just spoken to Labour leader Keir Starmer after Diane Abbott told us that she had been barred from standing for Labour at the next election, shortly after she received news that after a year-long investigation, she had had the whip back and could now be a Labour MP. Now, we asked Keir Starmer whether this was correct, that she had been barred from standing, as reported in the Times newspaper yesterday, and he said that was not true. This is what he told me just a few minutes ago.
The whip has been restored to Diane Abbott, as you know, so she is a member of the Parliamentary Labour Party, and no decision has been taken to bar her going forward. Obviously, my whole focus is on the election campaign, and we're very happy to be out campaigning here today, talking about what we're going to do in relation to the NHS to drive down those waiting lists. But the factual situation is, as I've set out to you.
Are you disappointed by the briefings?
Look, I've set out the factual situation as soon as you've asked me.
So I asked him whether she had been barred. He said no decision has been made. We understand those decisions are going to be made next week at a meeting of the Labour's National Executive Committee. I asked him if he was disappointed that the handling of this and anonymous briefings yesterday, which made Diane Abbott feel she had been barred, were overshadowing his election campaign, and he said he was concentrating on campaign messages about the NHS. Now, after Diane Abbott told us she believed she had been barred, she tweeted to say that she was pleased to have had the whip restored and talked about reports that she had been barred, so perhaps rowing back on the certainty that that had happened. But certainly her supporters in this confusing situation feel that she has been poorly treated, because even those who disagree with Diane Abbott's politics felt that what she wrote in an article last year was deeply offensive, and she has since apologised, feel that she has a legacy in the party as the first black woman MP, and there is a desire for her to be rehabilitated.
Tamara, it's fascinating that Keir Starmer had a moment there to clarify everything, and I'm not sure we got full clarity. I mean, put aside the aspect that Labour and their full campaign operation, who all of you and the brilliant reporter team are in direct contact with all day, and they didn't kill this story this morning, which they could have done very swiftly. We also just heard Keir Starmer say that the decision hasn't been made yet, rather than saying, no, the decision has been made, she can stand if she so desires. So we're stuck in this position now where if the decision next week is indeed that she's not allowed to stand, there'll be the most almighty row about it. And if not, and she is allowed to stand, why on earth didn't they just kill the story sooner?
You're absolutely right, Wilf. There is an issue of handling with this story, which seems to have opened the door to this row rumbling on until that candidates' meeting on Tuesday. And I think it is because the Labour leadership are trying to distance themselves from the disciplinary process and say, it's not us, it's the National Executive Committee who make these decisions. And that's what Keir Starmer said to me yesterday. But now it has already emerged that the disciplinary process was completed some months ago. And now we are getting anonymous briefings. To be fair, Diane Abbott's allies do not believe it was the leader's team who briefed that she was being barred, but now it is out there. They are still not getting on the front foot and denying it. And certainly those who are supporting Diane Abbott saying it's not necessarily the case that she'd want to stand again in Hackney North, her constituency, for the last 37 years since she's been an MP, but that they wanted her to have the chance to say that she had been allowed back into the party, have people pay tribute to her, have that moment. And it seems that the Labour leadership are allowing this to rumble on for several more days.